So starting January 1st, California will become the first state in the nation to offer to undocumented immigrants.
Things just got much worse is an understatement. Do you see this picture? Do you know what they're crossing over the border as we speak? This is definitely by no accident. This is well organized. Now reports of people camping in people's yards, cutting down their trees for firewood, and you won't believe what they're giving away for free in California to the migrants now. When you thought it couldn't get any worse, more important information you guys should be aware of, coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. This is the crazy thing. Where do I even start? Now I'm gonna cover a couple of these things you're gonna find shocking, but hang on because you guys need to see what's going on in California and what they're giving away to these migrants now, because we all know to keep an eye on California, because what happens in California tends to be kind of the measure a lot of these other states follow, meaning it's a measure that could be knocking on your state's door before long. All right, for starters, look at this right over here. Do you see all of that stuff? Do you know what all that stuff is? First off, it's coming over the border, and they're coming over the border in groves, loads and loads and loads of this stuff. Well, let's figure out what that is that they're allowing across, and they know what's going on. From Proud Army Brett, this ex-post, these trucks are carrying the illegal invaders' belongings across the border for them, so that when they cross on foot, they have little with them. From start to finish, this is a major coordinated operation headed by the you-know-what regime. Now you might ask, where is this? A place that we just talked about. This is reported to be in Eagle Pass, Texas. A lot of people here in the comments are saying financed by American tax dollars and completely organized. Lots more people commenting, all part of the plan. Put in the comments, do you think that this is part of the plan, and what type of plan? Remember to use code words, remember to talk, remember to write things in a tricky way. Oftentimes you guys can misspell things. We all know what you're talking about, but that kind of gets it by the watchful eye. Other people writing, they're not hiding it anymore, and that's true. This is just blatantly in our face now, knowing that we can't do a thing about it. Now, like I said, I try not to take sides, so even keel here. This person writes, don't discriminate. Only possible with Republicans' support. Large-scale investigation is necessary to identify who has been compromised. They will never surrender. They're being extorted. I'm a big supporter of taking in all the facts, turning it, making your own decision on what you think's right. This person writes, it most certainly is. All behind the scenes trash that the public isn't privy to. Our country is being taken over at this point in a certain sense. The master plan for Mr. Depends ensured they have new voting bloc cementing this permanent hold on power and the population. Definitely a valid point. So again, no, these people that look simple, like they're trying to get away from something really bad, only had time to grab the backpack, a water bottle, and a coyote take them across the border. So like I said, big organized deal. All their stuff's coming across, but what does it look like? Well, they only had time to grab a backpack and a water bottle, contact the coyote to get them across the border. What they're fleeing from was so bad, couldn't take anything with them. To me, it looks like it fits a stereotype. But then when you see all their stuff coming across in huge box trucks, you realized how well organized this is, and they're letting it all happen. On to the next subject. Now, do you see what's going on here? Let's talk about this. But before I do, let me quickly inject this. If this is something that you guys are interested in, supporting small American business, and you guys are into medicinal herbs. This is the ultimate medicinal herb collection, 36 heirloom seed packets, high quality stuff that I've been using for quite a while. I'll put a link down in the description below. Oftentimes they give our community a discount code in case this is for you. So now right here, you're looking at a video that says it's from the New York Post. You can definitely see what's going on right here. And on this X post from Colin Rugg, the report says, migrants are camping in people's yards in San Diego, California, as Biden-Yo's migrant crisis continues to spin out of control. It didn't have to be this way. Migrants are now chopping down San Diego residents' trees and using them for firewood. Can you imagine looking out your window and seeing a migrant out there axing down your maple tree? country or something. I'll tell you what, there's quite a few here in our community that would say, try that in a small town, right? That's how it gets in some of these city states like California. One landowner says the issue is so bad that his dogs are immune to people walking through their property and no longer bark. Well, now that right there is just unacceptable. Jerry and Maria Schuster says that their trees are gone and their fences are destroyed from illegals as their land has become a campsite. Unreal. Like I said, this is getting so far out of control. I can't imagine my trees getting chopped down in my yard and dudes camping out and having a bonfire in a tent. It just wouldn't happen. And check out this video. Remember, these folks aren't Mexican migrants. They are from all around the world. Probably people we don't want here. This video right here says the video explains a lot of what's going on in San Diego today. The footage of migrants entering someone's backyard.
Bunch of immigrants coming through my property. I do not condone this. I've asked the Border Patrol to stop it. I just have to allow them to go through my property. Where are you from?
This is video shot by Brian Silvas, whose property is up against the U.S.-Mexico border in eastern San Diego County, California. He bought the land 2 years ago, but in the last 6 months, he's been dealing with a surge of people passing through his backyard.
Follow the road that way, all the way. Look for the lights. You'll see the lights. Most of them are men. They're all Turkish, Kurdish, Chinese, everything. The whole gamut.
Silvas wanted to show me where he believes the migrants are crossing the border into his property. As soon as we arrived, we encountered about a dozen walking right in.
It's a pretty simple cross over into the U.S. And like that family, it's not that hard. They just step in and they're here.
So this is the original, I guess, 19-something border.
This right here.
Uh-huh. And Border Patrol probably comes and does it, but look, I mean, it's an open door. You could go right through there. They usually just walk through. They don't care if I'm there. They walk through and ask me which way. I'm supposed to go that way. Keep going.
It's just an
Now, like I've been posting on other videos, if you guys have been around here for a while, this guy's saying Chinese, Turkish, all around the world, all kinds of people. Most of the time, it's mostly men. All men around military age, which has got suspicions all over the board. In this video, it looked like it was mostly families, but we're gonna get to another video here where they set up a night camera. Check this out.
A senior CBP official tells us that it's up to local law enforcement to enforce trespassing on private property. An hour after we left Silvas's property, a wildlife camera we had set up at the location captured another group of migrants, much larger than the last, entering the U.S. A senior CBP official tells us that it's up to local law enforcement to enforce trespassing on private property, and that Border Patrol agents cannot physically block people from crossing into the country, nor send them immediately back across the border. They can only take them into custody and process them accordingly.
Don't know if you realize, but that last shot there, the Border Patrol was dealing with some folks. They were all Asian. They weren't from Mexico. And that's the crazy thing. People from all around the world. I'm sure that there's a few good ones out there, but there's gotta be a lot of bad ones that come with the good ones that are just seeking a better life. Now, personally, I don't have anything against anyone specifically like that. Doesn't matter where you're from, there's good people and there's bad people. That's my personal belief. And I'm a firm believer of everyone getting treated equal in regards to coming into a country where I have other friends from different cultures that had to come in through a process. And my Hispanic, Asian, Russian, all my friends are very upset that they followed all the measures, the rigorous measures to get in here legally, and now all these people are just pouring in. They're not a big fan. Another thing before we get onto this California thing, there apparently was breaking news yesterday of shots breaking out at the border near Lukeville, Arizona yesterday. Tried to click on the link. It says the link's been removed, so I don't know if it was false, but it was on X. So if you guys know anything about that, just put it in the comments. Moving right along, we're gonna go to what's happening in California, what these migrants are now getting for free. It's gonna shock you and upset you because we pay for this and they don't.
So starting January 1st, California will become the first state in the nation to offer health insurance to undocumented immigrants.
Under the expansion, more than 700,000 people between the ages of 26 and 49 will be eligible for Medi-Cal. CBS 8's Rocio de la Fe takes a look at the new law and how immigrant rights advocates are reacting.
Now I know for some of you, blood's already starting to boil.
Immigrant rights advocates call the expansion of health care for undocumented immigrants a major milestone in California.
This is a really major step in California.
Advocates for immigrant rights are celebrating a monumental victory in the fight for more inclusive health care.
I'm so grateful again. I think it's really, really important to think about how big of a precedent this is for the entire nation.
Nettie Velasquez is the border policy coordinator at Alliance San Diego. She's a DACA recipient who has been fighting and advocating for health expansion for years.
A lot of undocumented people and, a lot of low-income people, because they don't have access to these resources, they wait until the very end to hopefully receive some care, and by then it's too late. And we shouldn't have to have people, waiting until they're feeling ill to go to the doctor. We should have preventative care, and that's why this is so important.
Those who are eligible will be able to qualify for Medi-Cal, the state's health insurance program for low-income individuals. Medi-Cal offers access to primary and preventative care, specialists, prescription medicine, and more.
Okay, for starters, it's true, we shouldn't deny people of medical care. But we're talking about the migrants by millions coming over the border. And what are they gonna do when they hear even more stuff? We've already heard about free cell phones, we've heard about cash, prepaid ATM cards, hotel housing, different types of housing, bus rides to this city and that city, now flights to this city and that city. Well, let's go to California so that you can get on Medi-Cal and get all of your medical stuff taken care of. Big warning for those of you that live in California, because it's probably gonna get very populated. Again, please share this out if you find this valuable and you think more people should know about what's really going on. And certainly let us know what you think down in the comments below. Now, the big thing here is, because it's happening in California, it means that it's gonna be knocking on other states' door real fast. And like some other countries that have similar stuff in place, and then you get an abundance of millions and millions of people that want to partake of this with the shortage of medical staff, the shortage of medical supplies. Well, if you're experiencing not being able to book a doctor's appointment or get in, even when it's a serious thing, for months, even up to a year, I hear, plan on that getting much worse. Like I've said, things are getting much worse at a faster pace these days. And I'm not here to scare you or spread any kind of fear. I'm just making you guys aware of what's really going on so you know what's going on. Better to know than not to know. Again, more information I thought you all should be aware of. If you haven't seen this video, also very good information to know. Kind of gives you a precursor to what's really going on out there. This truly is a great community. As I know more, I'll keep you guys posted. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.